Greetings, fellow Legionnaires. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech. We are Legion. Episode 15, Carving Out a Home. At the end of last stream, we did lose someone near and dear to us. We lost Mass in a single shot to the heart, which was a rough pill to swallow. RimWorld, especially on harder difficulties, can be pretty cruel. So going through recon armor straight to the heart was pretty brutal. And then we had finished up by taking on the War Queen, but I didn't really do anything. I just kind of made the animals do it for me because I'm lazy. And we have the opportunity to research high-mech tech as a result, which is now my top priority. I'm going to be polling you all about next research priorities pretty much immediately, but my plan for the build priorities is to sort of take control so that we're heading in the right direction. So here's the poll for the next research, and it's a pretty limited scope. I just wanted to pick things that I think are immediately necessary. And the plan for this stream is to start to get proper defenses set up so that we can better defend ourselves. Oh, you and your raw food. So yeah, you guys decide. And what I would like to do is to really do a deep dive into more of the Mechanator mechanics. Get more Mechanator stuff, unlock it, see what it's about. I mean, I know what it's about, but so that I can demo it for all of you, that kind of stuff. So that's the plan. I'm trying to streamline right now the shredding of the mechs so that the machining table is right next to where we keep the dead mechs. I think that will be helpful. Bryce, our beautiful leader, in probably his like 10th mental break, because that's all he does now. He fights briefly with others and then goes on a mental break. Somewhat a dysfunctional leader, if you will. But still somehow our leader. So, some thinking here about how to go about securing the base a little bit better. I might turn this corridor into our entryway kill box. One of the things that that happens when you fight the Mechanator bosses is they're always like edge entry, and then they're relatively easy to kill with turrets and the like if you're on the defense. So that's kind of my plan and my hope, that we focus on defensive turrets so that we can farm mechanoid bosses, because there's a lot of things in the research tree which requires killing mechanoids over and over and over. Like if I want to make a Diabolus, I need to kill 2 other Diaboluses for the signal chips in order to make a new one. So it's going to be one of these situations where we just have to continually reinvest into our defenses so that we can farm bosses. Hey, Jewel Rat. Let's rip your genes apart. I also changed my mind. I don't really want any of these Impids. I had originally planned on getting Pyox, but I don't really want a Night Owl Impid. I'm good. I'll pass. Can we do hardcore turrets this time? Yeah, possibly. Depends on how the vote goes and research and all that. I also... Turtle, what are you up to? I want Turtle to continue mining steel. If I'm going to be improving the defenses, one thing that you all know about turrets, the one thing that is true of turrets is they're very, very expensive to run. They are a good way to burn through a giant stack of steel very, very quickly. So I need to start buffering my steel if we're planning on shooting enemies with automatic turrets. 2 minutes left on this poll, and thank you for the boost train. Thomas Ross, JD, and everybody else up to level 5. Holy cow. I'll drink to that. Now, in terms of what I already have researched, I have got all the way up to advanced fabs and bionic replacements, which is pretty important to keep us healthy. I don't yet have... I think we have rolling brownouts right now. And I have my researchers using the Grand Pen scanner. But once we have the multi-analyzer back on, jump packs, recon armor, that's a pretty good way to stay protected. What kind of gear do we have again? Insanity Lance? Got it. I think what I'm going to start to do is to farm the bosses kind of as efficiently as possible, so that I can start getting the fun mech tech stuff that is otherwise locked behind resources. So this will make sense soon. In terms of rolling brownouts, let's remedy that. All right, looks like jump packs wins by small margin. Got it. So I am planning on finishing up precision rifling, getting high mech tech, and then getting jump packs, which is useful if you want to be a little Mando. Could I consider a joy wire for Bryze? No. Joy wires are lobotomizers. They lower your consciousness, so they make you very ineffective. It would be a terrible thing to install in a leader or a combatant. They make you very simple. So, nope, definitely not. Yeah, if you take a look at joy wire, you can see that it makes your brain 20% less efficient. So that definitely puts you into the into danger if you're, having to use your brain for survival. Okay, we're getting another little power outlet going here. A pollution pump and 2 tox gennies. And I think what I want to do is, rather than cluster them all up together, I want to dot them around the back of our base so that my entire power generation isn't centralized and therefore less vulnerable to like pod drop raids or something like that. Hey, a war merchant. Nice. What is a joy wire good on? Someone that doesn't have to run very fast, and someone that does simple work like stone cutting, where you can't fail, right? You can fail harvesting plants, you can fail construction, you can't fail stone cutting. It might take you longer, but there is no, oops, I turned a chunk of rock into debris, right? You always end up getting cut stone. So, I don't use joy wires. I think they're too penalizing at 20% loss of efficiency. But, hey, if you want to, power to you, I guess. I wouldn't touch it with a 20-foot pole, though. Alright, so let's go ahead and finish up the precision rifling. Getting these back on. Now that I have got a little bit more power running through the grid. Another thing I could start to do is, instead of turning... how much do I have? I have 600. Alright, this will be the last batch. I can start using wood instead of meat. Alright, let's trade with the war merchant, because I'm sure I have a lot of junk to sell. I'm going to sell off the pimp mail. We are using it as travel food. Oh, Lord. So much junk. Now I'll sell the bow. I don't have it. I don't suspect I'll be using it anytime soon. They're not very effective weapons. Well, that cleaned out some of the shelves. That's good. So, Mashinto, you are about to convert. Oh, I've been meaning to extract your genes. Did the other one survive? Yes, you will survive that infection. Cool. So once Mashinto converts, we will have another Hussar fighting for us, which should be pretty helpful. Turtle, how has mining... Oh, you are already done with everything I queued up. He is an incredibly good miner. I might have farm fields coming a bit too far south. So the next project I wanted to start to set up is research mech tech and improve defenses, if my mouse would work. And then you guys want jump pack after mech tech. So I'm going to make the decision to have this be sort of the line. Not sure what I just queued up to destroy for the entryway kill box. And there we go, Mashinto has now converted. So, Mashinto, we're going to start to recruit you. Cheers. Oh, still way too hot. So, Sussimer, you asked, the Wendigo series I play on hard mode. So this series is also, losing is fun. It's not the hardest possible. It's the hardest default possible, but you could always crank it up harder. But I mostly play on really hard difficulties unless there's a good reason not to. Because why not? You know, I still have some tribal weapons out here. Maybe I could sell these. Is there anywhere else with tribal weapons that are just sitting, waiting? I don't think so. I think we got them all. Another thing that I could sell to them is genes. I just realized. So I'm going to forbid this gene so that I can sell it because I don't need mini horns, very fast runner, and poor plants as a bound gene. Make a little money instead. I'm going to sell the pemmican just until I've bankrupted them. Good enough. I do have some worker bots, yes. I have an agri-hand, a clean sweeper, a constructor, and a lifter that are doing stuff. Yep. Making them work for me. Alright, Turtle. Yep, you keep mining, I'll keep queuing it up. Perfect. Alright, something else that I probably want to do is light in the bedrooms, so that if we're doing doctoring in the bedrooms, we don't fail. Alright, you're dead. Let's insert someone new. Nate, your genes are already regrowing, I'll wait. Pyox. You're next. So I'm hoping that having Ari potentially, let's take a look at the research priorities. Yeah, I have a lot of people that potentially would be doing research as the top priority or near top priority. So I'm hoping that we find plasteel or uranium on the ground pen scanner. That would be quite helpful. My track record of finding that stuff in the last few series I've run is really, really, really bad. Like in Outpost 0, for instance, I basically just didn't find the resources I wanted, so here's to hoping that my luck changes. Alright, that looks nice and illuminated. If Santa's tribe is leaving, let's call in our ally. Another thing I probably should queue up is shirts and pants of Thrumbo fur, and I'll do that as well. I'm going to call in exotic goods from our ally. Let's queue up button-down shirt of Thrumbo fur. Do until we have one of only Thrumbo, and then do the same for pants. At this point, I would say there's really no sense in having Thrumbo fur and not using it. Our crafters are skilled enough to make it nice. When we make this, just drop on the floor. And Diamond is the only tailor, and he has a skill of 20, so it's going to be just about as good as it can be. Doesn't get much better than that. And I might be able to clear force now that we're making those pieces of clothing. I'll have to watch to make sure someone like Klein doesn't take off his helmet, though. Hey, an orbital bulk goods trader. That could be really useful. In fact, it might not be a terrible idea for me to... Let's create another beacon in the kitchen, because I have a lot of stuff in this kitchen that I could sell to an orbital trader. Like the excess amounts of meat and hemogen that I'm never going to use because we will never be allowed to have vampires in the community. So I might as well set it up to get that sold. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the meat because we'll just get more meat. And that gives me a ton of silver, which is kind of nice to have. I am a little tempted to outright buy the components, but we'll see if there's something else that I'd prefer to have. Plasteel? I would like plasteel. I can't afford all the plasteel. I'm going to also sell the wood, because I'll, again, just cut down some trees. Sell my tox packs. We've been mining up steel like crazy, so I'm probably good on that front. So let's just sell leathers I am not using. And then we'll just do some mass hunting in order to replenish our meat and leathers. Not much of a problem there. Unfortunately, this stuff landed out here, but 380 plasteel is quite a lot of plasteel, so I am quite pleased with that. Also, it looks like we need a little bit more granite. Can't take it for granted. So I'm going to queue up stone cutting as well. Because if we want this retaining wall, granite be necessary. Also, it wouldn't be a terrible idea for me to nest a door in here. Maybe have a forced open granite. Well, no, they'll use it for cover. So a wood one, knowing that I'll eventually replace it with something stronger. And there we go. Killbox, the east killbox wall, or something like that. Sending the Empire a little bit of a gift, i.e. throwing our waste at them. Mashinto's resistance is 14.6. Mashinto, you really hate us. You don't so much hate Bryze, so I'm going to have only Bryze be Warden. Because it's easiest to lower resistance if someone you like talks to you. And looks like Mashinto really, really, really does not like Ari. They're rivals. So I don't need Ari to do the conversion. That doesn't make sense. And then Klein is also a rival, just barely. But again, Rise is going to be more effective talking to Mashinto. Hopefully Mashinto loses some of those rivalries when he converts. Because otherwise, we're going to have a lot of social fighting, given that Mashinto is aggressive as a Hussar. And already we have, like, Cypher that's picking fights with everybody, so probably something to be avoided. Alright, let's stop using the meat as chem. I'll get back to hunting. One of the reasons why I felt pretty safe getting rid of what I did was there's plenty of stuff to hunt on this map tile. It's a map tile of plenty. Yeah, there's a little mega spider eating a corn. I will get it. All right. Whoever is supposed to be extracting genes is really slacking on their job. I'll need to micromanage that a little bit better. These corpses finally fully rotted so that we can haul safely. And a puppy treat. Sorry, Brysette. Here, buddy. He's like not even paying attention. So one of the things I can do is I am gonna start farming Diaboluses, I think. That's what I want to do. So if I called one right now, it'd just be a single Diabolus, which is not that hard to kill. But I think what I want to do is to get the defenses up a little bit so it's just even less effort. Because again, laziness wins. Kill them efficiently, kill them with very little effort. Seriously, Cypher? I think the Agrabot just KO'd the Mega Scarab. How's Double Strand crop coming? I haven't started it because we are in September, and there's no way that I am going to be able to yield. Like, this is going to die off from winter. I had planted it sort of assuming that that would be the case, and yeah, it's definitely going to be the case. It's 35%, and we're September already. Oh well, it's fine. So what all can the signal chip do? A lot. It allows you to make gear, it allows you to make robots, it allows you to make implants. If you just look at the research tree, you can figure it out yourself. I'm not gonna... This isn't a full tutorial, so... Once I get a few, we can decide on how I use it. Right now, Klein has 6 spare bandwidth, so that's kind of a lot. Should be able to gestate something fun. Okay. Weak melee damage. Nice. Nate. Okay, you, Viceth, Vasith are going in. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying Against the Storm. It was a fun stream. I'm happy that people voted for me to play it over other games. I mean, all the games that I included for that surprise stream were ones that I enjoy. Well, minus one of them, just because I hadn't really ever played it. Alright, I hear turtle going. So much steel. That's 3,000 steel have yet to haul. But anyone that has used a lot of, like, autocannons probably knows how quickly you go through it. Can we get another 40k? Yeah, if I hit 40k, sure. I was gonna set the goal a little bit easier than that, but if you want to set it at 40k, it's a long way off. Is it possible to resurrect hostile mechs? No. No, it is not. Do we want to make a... Oh, it's for the Sophian Empire? No. No, absolutely not. Will not work for the Softs. Not in this life or the next. Actually, I'll just move this down here. Little escape hatch. You'll see once it's done. Alright, apparel that is clean. Temp clothing. I think nobody's hauling it, and they're leaving it there for no good reason. Lion, your genes are still regrowing. Okay, it's time to start killing people this way. We are not a penal colony. Do you need multiple of the same xenogene? No. Once you have a xenogene banked, you can implant it however many times you want by assembling it. You can think of xenogenes as like a research project, where like, once you research turrets, you don't need to... You can make as many turrets as you want. You don't have to re-research turrets every time you want to make a new turret. Robs, thank you for the resub. 3 full years, holy cow. And Senmed, thanks for the sub as well. So we're getting through the prisoner population. I really hope Mashinto joins soon. I guess there's not too much further for him to go, which is good. Ah, you're a security guard. That makes sense. Security guards often have not a lot to do until they have a lot to do all at once, right? Kind of inconsistent since you lose the gene by selling it, yeah. But the question was essentially like, once you have it banked, can you reuse it? And the answer is yes. You don't need multiple copies of a gene. But true, if you do sell it, you lose it. But I thought that was kind of self-evident. And Trick, thanks for all the bits. Must be for the permanent Yoda cam that I had on, right? Or maybe answering your question. Maybe both. I could actually... Ooh, here we go. I could actually start to assemble the genes. Like strong social and implant that in someone like Bryce, who's our leader. Wouldn't be a terrible idea. The thing is, if I did that, if I recombined strong social, it would have him eating more. So it would increase his hunger rate by 25%. And his... Yeah, so he has no base hunger rate. Oh, there we go. There goes another one. Next up, Pyox. Yeah, you shouldn't have shown up to try to raid us. Oh, I guess I am assembling it. One of the weird things is you can assemble the gene and then just sell it. over and over and over as a way to like grind money. It's probably not a very efficient way to grind money, but it doesn't actually cost resources, which is interesting compared to most other ways to make money. And RimWorld requires you to actually produce something. Assembling genes doesn't. It's free, which I find strange. Oh, yeah, here we go. Xenogerm has been completed. So as soon as Azzy drops it, yep, there it is. The Xenogerm for strong social. And here's what I was trying to say before is I still can just make another one, right? I can make them forever, given that I have the gene banked. But Bryce, let's go sell that, because I didn't mean to make it. Might as well sell it. So here is the Zen and Xenogene for $58 that I made out of nothing. It doesn't need to be balanced. Probably. I'm going to buy the skill trainer for cooking, if I can afford it. Which... This is what, exotic goods? Yeah, I might not be able to afford it. The reason why I really want it is, we don't have a skilled cook yet, so... We'll have some problems with projectile vomiting. Maybe I will sell components to cover the cost of it. Which hurts my soul a little bit, but whatever. Where is it? It consumes electricity, sure, but like, you're making out of nothing. It's weird, if you ask me. Alright, so now Damon is level 8. So forget simple meals, go straight to fines. Make sure the fines isn't using insect meat, which it is not. Are you eating my corn? Are you eating my corn? Are you all eating my corn? Is my corn bring all the creatures to the yard? Is there like it takes better than wild? I don't know. Couldn't get that going. Alright, Turtle, where are you, and why are you having a mental breakdown? Oh, you're consuming simple meal. Why would you consume a simple meal? We have fine meals. Nice try, I know. It wasn't a very good try, actually. But I appreciate the credit. Was like, the base is getting really dirty. My cleaning robot must be offline, and indeed he was. Mashinto, you are suffering from ratty apparel. Well, guess what, friend? Yoink! Ratty apparel be gone. I'm going to forbid the doors so nobody can take the rest of the clothes, and that will make Mashinto a little bit happier. So, Turtle, it looks like most of the mining that I wanted done is done. So I think what I'm going to do next is to strip the mountain walls so I can figure out how much room I have in here. Is it a weird thing to do? Yes, but it's a very rad thing to do. And I'm about a third of the way into high mech tech, which gives me the ability to make some fun stuff. So I'm going to have you polled on that. Once I get high mech tech researched, I can even make my own diaboluses. And I can make things like remote repairer to be able to repair robots over distance, or to be able to shield them temporarily. Be able to make paramedics, which are like doctor bots, lancers, fabricors. They just updated fabricors, so fabricors can now cook for you, whereas previously they couldn't, which is a pretty cool change. Just figured I'd mention that. Oh, I have a bunch of genes that I want to sell too, don't I? So... let's get them sold. Heavy brow and pale yellow skin. Oh boy. Look like a Simpsons character or something. I'll also buy the Insanity Lance. Here we go. Trying to get the critters out of my own farm. Get hunting. Because we need more meat for the fine meals. Turtle should have the perimeters done very, very quickly because he's high skill miner. And then I'll start smoothing out the walls so that I can install cabling in them, illuminating the backfield of my base. And we have an orbital bulkage trader that just rode in. I've pretty much sold all of the significant bulk goods that I have, so I'm not really sure if there's much to be done with that bulkage trader, sadly. Yeah, I don't really have anything to sell. But I'll try anyway. Should I install a social xenogerm into Bryce? Yes or no? Have you vote on that? Look at him go! Having dark vision as a Dirtmole is really useful because it doesn't matter if you're in the light or not. I have a lot of dyes. I should at some point use them up. I think I will. There are plenty of animals on the map tile, so the increase in food isn't that big of a problem. True. I generally have a standing rule of let people vote however they want to vote, however, and not to try to influence it one way or another. But it looks like I am going to be assembling a great social xenogerm, or strong social. So actually, let's recombine this and call it the Bryze xenotype. So Bryze will be a Bryze. Sounds fair to me. Another hydrate. Cheers. Sorry, Mishinto. I am sure you're starving. I forgot to unforbid that door. Another thing I could start to consider doing is bionics for certain people. So getting bionic legs in everyone, at least one bionic leg, so we can outrun the average person. Especially particularly useful for Turtle, who has a slowpoke trait, genetic slowpoke trait. And then there's also the bionic eyes that I wanted to queue up as well, that I will unsuspend now, so that Klein can start working towards that, because we have a lot of plasteel now. I bought a whole lot of it. Still haven't even hauled it all. I have 232 of it down there. But my point being, we can start fixing people up, which would be really, really good. Okay, I'm going to order implantation it puts him into a coma for 2 days. So I'm going to try to wait until right after the next big colony fight, so that there's less likely to be a battle incoming, because it's a genetic coma that, yeah, you're not going to come out of quickly. 4,300 steel. Nice. The geovent is being walled in? Yep. Both of them. I'm not really sure that these geovents are going to be easy to incorporate into without it potentially getting blown up by raiders, though. With a very fast runner gene fix turtle slowpoke? No. Genetic traits trump implanted ones, so you can't undo a genetic trait, in other words. So if they're genetically a slowpoke, you can undo it with bionic legs, but not with a different trait. Or architect legs, if you want to get real spicy. Halfway done through high mech tech, and you guys say do the implantation. All right, let's keep killing folk, because we don't have a lot of high consideration for the people that come to try to murder us. This task will be done pretty soon. Tremendous construction. So this is Mike Mudgett wants to give us reinforced barrels or archive capsules. If we damage the structure, it does summon manhunting megasloths, which actually could be useful to take on mechs. But I don't know. Should we build a project or the anarchist? It's funny that their leader's name is the anarchist, but you know, okay, whatever. There's the poll, and it's about 1,200, 1,300 resources in order to make. So it would require a fair bit of stone cutting and the like. But I'm fine with it if you guys vote for it. Otherwise, it wouldn't poll. It's like mining almost faster than it can mark the locations. I don't think I'm going to go any further east than here. I don't care if it goes all the way through, because I'm not looking for another east-west door. And this is going to be also a lot of marble and granite that we can easily stone cut, which is good for defenses. How's our meat now? Oh yeah, we're fine. We're swimming in it. So we have 2 eyes that we want to make. One for Cypher, if memory serves, and one for Turtle. So both are on the docket. And I think Turtle is just... Alright, we're gonna have to burn you quickly. Next up, Lion. Once Nate's body is added to this pile, I'll brise it. Lightly brised. so that it's not colonist unburied nonsense. No, there we go. I think we're done. Unless this is magically not overhead mountain. Okay, you do want to build the project for the anarchist. Archite capsules, which allows for archite genes to be implanted, or reinforced barrels for mortars. Or goodwill. What reward? That will be up to you. So an archite gene, if you're wondering, I did mention this before, but if we take a look at like the sanguophage, it would be these yellow genes up here. These yellow genes cannot be scanned in a scanner. They can only be purchased on exotic goods traders or implanted directly from a sanguophage. But yeah, so if we bought, for instance, a scarless gene or an archite metabolism gene or a deathless gene, in order to assemble and implant, you would need archite capsules. So that's what they are, and that's how they work. So smoothing this out so that we can repair the perimeter of our base, but then also I can embed cables so that there's not exposed cables in the base, which keeps us better protected in the long run, I think. And one more minute to vote on what reward to take. I'm about 2/3 done with high mech tech, just to keep track of the progress. Okay, I think that's all of the mountain shaving that I want to do. There's also steel here, and steel here, so that's going to be a little weird. There's also, I guess, mountain shaving to the south. Yeah. Turtle's work is never done. Or Turtle's work is not very much fun. But he does mine quick when under the gun. As long as you keep him out of the direct sun. Okay, archite capsules it is. Thunk. Where the hell to put this thing, huh? It's like perfectly large enough to not go anywhere. Maybe I can put it here. Have I been reading to the Radling? Nope. I'm just a child at heart. And can come up with Dr. Seuss rhymes anytime. Even on a boat. Even when building a moat. Even when covered in bloat or bloat. So I'm just waiting for the vampire regen. But we have gene murdered a whole lot of people. Beery, thanks for the bits. Someone likes the rhymes. Of course I hit mountain here. Will I be able to get enough room out of this? We will see. Oh, come on! One? Seriously? One? Alright, whatever. I'm gonna expose the overhead mountain. It's killing me. Ooh, components. I like components. The vampire is forced death rest because of no organs? Correct. It's critical damage and is forced death resting. Basically, I pulled out all the organs so that they could never bother me. Is it cruel? Yeah, you bet. But that's what you get for being deathless. Eternal pain. Nobody said that I had to be friends with the vampires. Yeah, so I took that as a personal code to torment them. Oh, I forgot to bring that poll down. But thanks for continuing to vote. Alright, them's be the monument. Another thing I can start to work on is to pave more of the base up so that we track dirt less. I think that would be a useful thing to do. Because filth is generated when you move from natural tile to artificial tile. So if you cover everything in artificial tile, and I'm not saying it's aesthetically pleasing. Oh, plasteel? Oh, yeah! Sorry. Yeah, that was... let's just say I was happy. So it is a relatively large node of plasteel, and I'm trying to think of the best way to get back there. Maybe you just dig straight back, knowing I'll have to fill it back in. So there's the plasteel. I did identify that there's some hollow structure here. So I think at this spot, I will mine to the plasteel. Turtle has a new mining project? No kidding. It is a infestation risk, but, you know, if the bugs want to mess with me, they get to die. I still do want to find underground uranium. If I'm going to have uranium slug turrets, it would really help to have a renewable source of, mineable source of uranium. And yeah, I'll check what that that hollow area is as well. There's not really a risk of sappers unless it's hollow back here at map edge, but I don't think it was, because I checked a while ago. So, I'm going to build this out of marble, because I have a ton of marble. And the blocks we will use, I'll switch back to marble. Most of the mountains around us are marble mountains, so the amount of marble available is rather high. Thank you for tuning in to We Are Legion, which originally streamed live on Twitch November 6th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel. I'll catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Legionnaires.